Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? What is up, Bucks Nation? This is 64 Beastie Man, and man, we really won a close one, 25 to 23 against the New York Giants. We're now 6 and 2 on the year, and it's a good position for us to be in as we go home next week to face New Orleans Saints on Sunday night. Hopefully, this game will determine the outcome of the race for the NFC South Division title. And it'll be a good indicator for where the Buccaneers stand as a team. Can they make the playoffs? Can they survive the playoffs? Are they a potential Super Bowl team? But that's for there and then. So let's talk about here and now. Tom Brady once again putting on a show. Early on in the game, he had some high passes, he had some inaccuracies, and that really did not sit well for us as we went down 3-14 before Tom Brady's 2-minute offense went down a field, got another field goal to put us in a 6-14 deficit at half. Tom Brady played pretty good. He had 28 for 40, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked 2 times for a loss of 16 yards, and he had a quarterback rating of 106.1. On our rushing game, Leonard Fournette, again, possibly the better running back of the two running backs that were in. Ronald Jones had 7 carries for 23 yards. Leonard Fournette had 15 carries for 52 yards. Leonard Fournette also carrying 3 receptions for 19 yards. Ronald Jones carrying 4 receptions for 23 yards. And speaking of, a new face that we have seen in the receiving corps this tonight, Jaden Mickens, getting into that offensive groove a little bit, moving up from special teams. He had 5 receptions for 36 yards, averaging 7.2 yards per catch. Mike Evans had 5 receptions, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, 4 receptions, 41 yards, and a touchdown. And that means that Tom Brady to Rob Gronkowski is officially the second best quarterback to wide receiver tandem, eclipsing Steve Young and Jerry Rice. Early on in the game, Ronald Jones fumbled inside the Buccaneers' own 15-yard line. And when I saw that play and I saw that Darnay Holmes recovered it, I was thinking to myself, man, this can't be this can't be a repeat of the Chicago game, can it? And throughout the first half, it was looking desperately like it wanted to be a repeat of Chicago, where we played nitty gritty ball, but we couldn't find a way to close out the game. But thankfully, this was not one of those instances. Sure, Danny Jones had 25 completions and 41 attempts for 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, but we also forced 2 interceptions out of him with pressure from Shaquille Barrett to Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy Bunting. And even when Daniel Jones was leading the last fourth quarter drive to try to tie the game when we were up 23 to 17, he hit Golden Tate for a touchdown. We went to a 2-point conversion try. But thankfully, Antoine Winfield making the huge defensive play of the game and just sealing the game for the Buccaneers. As Daniel Jones was throwing to Dion Lewis, finally, finally, I've been chanting throughout that whole entire drive for our defense to step up defense. And we showed signs of that. Throughout the game, Devin White got a sack. Jason Pierre-Paul got a sack. On the final drive of the game, even Ndamukong Suh had a sack. But we kept bending, bending, bending. And when they got into the end zone, I was thinking to myself, please, God, defense, tighten the fuck up. And thankfully, they tightened the fuck up. Anyways, starting to lose my cool a little bit here. But yeah, props to Antoine Winfield for making the huge play of the game that pretty much sealed the Buccaneers' win. Because throughout the whole entire game, our defense was not good considering what we had to go up against. The Giants as a whole ran for 101 yards this game, and they passed for 274 yards. Sterling Shepard had some big plays. Evan Ingram made some catches. Darius Slayton, one of the big receivers for the Giants, even had some big plays. Set the Giants up in good field position almost every time he caught the ball. But when push came to shove, our defense did just enough to help us win. Set us up in really good field position. It was forcing sacks, it was forcing interceptions. I mean, I I don't even know what to say. Thank God our offense got a huge boost in the third quarter to help carry our team to a win. And that momentum kept going into the fourth quarter when we took an 8-point lead. Yeah, it was a really close game. It was closer than I originally thought it was going to be. Thankfully, this is not one of those instances where the closer the game was, the more likely it was we were going to lose. Thankfully, the defense stood their ground on the last play and gave us an edge. We're still a half game up against New Orleans after all of this. So, when we go Sunday night against New Orleans Saints, hopefully we'll be able to find a way to stop them. And with our Brady led Buccaneers, we'll be able to seal the NFC South Division. Until then, let's go, Bucks!